Eric asks, what are your recommendations for stocks with a 10-year track record for having a durable competitive advantage? Hi, I'm Brenton Flynn, analyst here at the Motley Fool. And Eric, I think you look no further than the Oracle of Omaha himself, Warren Buffett. Look at his approach to picking companies with durable competitive advantages. First, he looks at a product and thinks about how it's going to change in a decade or so in the future. He also looks at how much capital needs to be invested to stay competitive into the future. Does the company need to invest significant amounts of capital just to stay relevant? And lastly, he looks at whether or not they have a monopoly position or a position as a low-cost producer. So with those things in mind, let's look at some of his portfolio companies. First, Coke. Their flagship product hasn't changed in decades. They've also been able to construct a worldwide distribution network that's really unmatched in the industry. Their brand, also considered one of the most valuable in the world. In fact, Interbrand ranks them as the most valuable brand in the world, assessing value of about $70 billion to the CocaCola brand name. Moving on, Wells Fargo. This is a bank with a culture unmatched in all of banking. This allowed the company to avoid a lot of the pitfalls that plagued the rest of Wall Street during the credit crisis. While those companies were busy flipping derivatives, Wells Fargo stuck to its knitting of core banking, allowed it to really make some incredible moves, including the acquisition of Wachovia at that time, which allowed it to expand from a largely West Coast based presence across the country to the East Coast. Wells Fargo has a great, durable competitive advantage in banking. IBM, the Oracle hasn't typically invested in technology, but in this case, he saw an incredible opportunity for a long-term investment. IBM has the second most valuable brand in the world, according to Interbrand. They also have a deeply entrenched customer base, and as the saying goes, nobody ever got fired for picking IBM. This has allowed the company, this type of reputation has allowed the company to generate incredible cash flows and return that capital to shareholders through dividends, share repurchases, while also staying very relevant with customers by acquiring new services and technologies over time. And lastly, Walmart. This is a Buffett holding with economies of scale that have allowed it to really become the low-cost provider for consumers worldwide. They really dominate the U.S. retail landscape and continue to expand internationally, really addressing some of these attractive emerging market consumer opportunities. So Eric, there's a few companies I think have some durable competitive advantages. Thanks for watching, and Fool on.